Righty.
All right. Oh, thank you everyone for joining today. This is James Henderson, your host with NashvilleRadio.Tv. Today we are here with the ultimate Wolfie's music production, Mark Allen Wolf. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta give him a round of applause. This is Mark Allen Wolf. Mark, thank you very much for joining us here today at NashvilleRadio.Tv. And
Thank you.
Just to get going, why don't you tell us something a little bit about who you are and what makes you tick? Go ahead.
Well, I'm a crazy person, but I love music, and I love sharing my love of music. I've been playing music for over 20 years, playing guitar, keyboard. I've been writing songs for like forever. I love it. I traveled all around the United States, playing in coffee houses, little bars, pubs, nothing too big, but little small places to some fairly big places. I got about 4 CDs right now out that I've been recording and selling on iTunes, Amazon.com, stuff like that. I've got a website, a lot of things I've been doing. What else can I say? I've been doing a lot of things.
All right, terrific. So, when being a songwriter, as you were, so when did you first know that you wanted to write songs and you wanted to be a performer?
Well, I think the first time I wanted to be a performer, I probably was 19. I don't want to tell you the year. I don't want to tell you the year, but I was at an Eric Clapton concert. It was my first concert ever, Eric Clapton. And as I watched him play, I was blown away. As a young man. And I used to listen to Jimi Hendrix a lot. I still do listen to a lot of Jimi Hendrix. And the song I heard that blew me away was All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. And the way he did that little slide and the way he did that really impressed me. So I said, I want to make this. I want to know how to do this. And around that time, I was writing a lot of poetry, and my cousin, helped me understand that you could write words and music, and it just kind of flowed. And that just kind of opened a whole plethora of things for me. And so it was probably my young teenage years. And it's been sharpening all the more, a little bit here through the later years, I think.
All right. So, when you first getting started, what was your most common problem that you had as a songwriter in the early years, and what did you do to make it better?
Okay, that's a good question. There was 2 things that I had. One was constantly, my problem was rhyming. Saying the same words, like run, and then I was under the sun, and then I, found it to be a lot of fun. That's not songwriting. Songwriting is connecting with who you are as a person and this situation. Songwriting is trying to, this sounds weird, but to tap into a person's heart, to their whole spirit. You want to take like a chalkboard, and I had to learn how to write the picture that I was trying to convey onto their conscious, their heart. Whether it be sad or whether it be an encouraging word. But so to try to find the right words was a difficult thing. A couple of people gave me some insight. I'd like to say that there was some radical change. Lately, a great tool has been a tool called Master Writer, which has been a great tool. I believe is the correct name. Another tool was life experiences. And once I got over the thought of I had to try to please somebody else, to make my music be worthy, and once I came up with the realization that I just had to make it for me, then that's all it helped. I mean, it removed a block out of the way. When, to be honest with you, I believe in God. I believe in God. In Jesus Christ, my great hero. He's helped me out, and as I sing a lot to him, I write a lot of songs. If my music without words is left for the listener. I have a lot of instrumental music that I try to leave for you, the listener, to come away with something. But when I write words, my songs are generally towards my faith that I have in him and expressing the love that I have for him and my wife. And, I love her very much. And, life experiences. And so to answer and recap, to get over the rhyming and to realize that I just had to write for one person.
All right.
I hope I wasn't too long in my quick answer.
No. This is definitely your time to shine. So what do you find most inspiring? What most really inspires you to write? I mean, is it, you said your wife, you mentioned your wife a couple times. And
yes, I could say there's a lot of songs that I've written for her. And, as a man, and there's a lot of men that listen to this, I'm sure they all know songwriters. When you first meet that girl and you want to sing a song to her, there's nothing quite like that to convey that emotion to her. So I wrote a song for her to start off with, The Door. I wrote a song called The Door. There's another song called The Love Song and Wings of Love. These songs are all about love, and mushy stuff, but my greatest inspiration has been, life experience. It's very hard for me as I write songs that I don't experience. Like, I can't write songs. I used to do a lot of drugs. I don't do drugs no more. So I'm not going to sing songs about partying and, hanging out. So a lot of my music now, like I said, is instrumental. So that way it gives you, the listener, to feel whatever you want to feel,
All right.
I feel that it opens up the door a lot more.
So when you're composing these songs,
Yes.
Here's the $1 million question. What comes first for you? The music or the lyrics?
In all honesty, I would say it's chasing the music. 9.99 chances I hear a melody in my head. And there's times when, and I know this is going to sound silly, but I think you'll understand. The melody comes first, and I hear it, and I'm always trying to chase it down and create this wall. And there has to be a time when you say that's enough sound. That's enough. I find a lot of musicians sometimes are trying to put too much, and sometimes it's just in the simplicity, of the song, But to answer your question, I mean, anybody could write words. So the words have to mean something. They have to connect with you. So the music for me comes first. That's why I got a lot more instrumental songs.
So as an instrumentalist, what guidelines do you use? And what do you leave out? What have you seen with music? Being a publisher, as you've mentioned, producer, what you're looking for songs. You see a song, okay, it's a great song, but or what guidelines? Yes. When you're creating a song, you're thinking that's it. These are the guidelines that I use, and
well, there's a couple answers to that. I'll try to be brief. My wife says that's hard for me to do, but I'll try to be brief. Guidelines. If a producer or director or a music supervisor contacts me and they give me the guidelines, they are asking for a song that's a hip-hop song, or maybe they want a rock song. This is my guideline. If you want a rock and roll song, I'm going to give you a rock and roll song. So when it's for that, I have to stick by their guidelines. When it's something for me, for pleasure, I find the guidelines, like if I'm listening to it,